I was just telling them, I actually really like your videos, Bunstie. I think they're pretty creative. They stood out to me. I found them pretty entertaining, and I learned a few things from your videos, like the C-tab stab.
Ooh. Yeah, the C-tab stab really interests me. It's a pretty interesting mechanic that maybe is not necessarily the best way to get kills, but like you said, it's creative.
That's the thing. I like the creativity of that. It's like
expands.
Because I was telling them
note,
earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, Creeproot. Let me just finish this thought for 1 second.
Yeah.
I was just talking to them earlier, saying that I've watched a bunch of the different spies out there, and it's a lot of matadors. Like 90% of the videos are matadors. So when I saw your videos, I found them interesting because you try a bunch of different things, like a bunch of different types of stabs. And I think that's I find it pretty entertaining compared to just doing like non-stop matadors. So,
Thank you. It's a mix of not being that great at non-stop matadors and just the wackier side of Spy that really took over like my interest. So like whenever I'm chaining, if I get a health boost, I'm very likely to just try to fish out a surf as opposed to fish out another matador, and I think that's how my playstyle kind of developed.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, how consistent is that, though? Do you find like that gameplay pretty consistent? I never really got into surfing.
I find that a surf doesn't always lead to a stab, but I can maybe skip that one. But I can kind of confidently.
My heart got cold.
It's so...
I got the order. My heart got colder.
It's one of those moments where like you have an idea and you just have to make it.
I mean
like I was saying, I can surf
ahead,
damage. I could surf damage pretty comfortably, but it doesn't always end up in a stab.
Yeah. So I say we start off by asking them, just because somebody is making me really curious, Slurgi. So the first question is here: why did you stop playing as a spy and generally in TF2 / releasing?
Well, hold on a second. Why don't we let Lenny ask him, because
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Let's let him ask.
some of these are from JustStrider, so I just think about.
Yeah, we just talked about this guy sometime before, so yeah, I'm gonna start the first one. Why did you stop playing as spy and generally in TF2? Oh, and releasing content. Yeah.
Okay, so before you ask, can you tell me who they're from, if they're from somebody else or they're your question?
They're from JustStrider.
Okay, got it. So the question is why I stopped playing?
Yeah.
Well, really, it's a pretty boring answer. I mean, I got serious about university, and I was spending too much time on TF2. You could say I was addicted to playing gaming in TF2, and I felt like I have to choose. Either I stay on TF2 and gaming, or I have to choose my life and make something of myself outside of the game. And to me, I never really saw my YouTube channel as a career path that I wanted to go down. So I decided it's best if I step away and focus on my studies, and that's what I did. And then I got into, working, and I moved to another country, Hanoi now, Vietnam. So it's really kind of a boring story, like just growing up and kind of stepping away and refocusing on things that I wanted to do in my life, and I couldn't do both at the same time. I kind of have an addictive personality, so I couldn't really do TF2 and do that at the same time, so I had to let it go.
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
not a
my
boring answer. I like that answer. So it's just you being human and going.
Yeah, man. That matters the most, after all.
We like that answer. I mean, I like it.
So we're gonna.
I feel like you have to do that though sometimes, and it's not easy to do because I guess I'm sure we're all comfortable gaming, you know, that's kind of, at least for me, you know, it's comfortable, and you can just put on music and do your thing. But to me, I didn't see a future that I liked doing that. Some people like that, like you can make gaming a career. I just didn't see, for me personally, that I didn't see myself as wanting to do that. So I chose to do something else. And it's not even clear. No. I don't. Because it's the same thing. I just, to me, I don't see that as something personally that would fulfill me. For whatever reason, that isn't what I want to do. I just want it to remain my hobby. I don't want to make it a job.
It becomes unfun. I can understand that. I see what you mean, Slurgi. At some point, I tried to make it into a career, but I realized it's not worth it. Like TF2, maybe you could make it work, but I don't know. You have to follow the trend, in my opinion. If you want to be a successful YouTuber with a lot of money, you have to do variety gaming more. Because one game dies, it's over for you. Your channel will die as well, but mostly.
And I guess to be honest with you guys, I didn't really like. I guess I don't really like talking that much.
Really?
I don't. I like listening, and I like watching. That's why I like playing Spy.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, I like to observe other people and kind of wonder about what they're thinking, and you know, I guess it's an introvert personality, but that's part of it too.
I always wanted to make like tutorials or something on like voice commentaries, but I always felt like I was too much like a perfectionist in a way. Like I never got to like do it because I always feared like I'd say something and then I'd like forget a load of other things and like.
Well, if you do it live, for sure, but you know, you can just edit that stuff out. I'm sure I edited tons of stuff out.
Yeah, I'm so unstructured as well. Like I sort of like I would just like do it like live.
Doing it live is difficult.
Yeah, that's a valid. That's a valid answer.
Okay, so we got one question into Lenny's question.
Yeah, we have like 15.
Okay.
Okay, second
Except for
question.
Lenny, he can talk.
Yeah. Do you feel proud that you once released guides about Trickstabs? And are you satisfied with your work?
Sorry, can you repeat the first part?
Do you feel proud that you once released guides about Trickstabs?
So the question is, do I feel proud that I once released guides about Trickstabs?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I don't feel proud that I released the guides. I wouldn't phrase it like that. I would say I feel proud that people got so much out of the guides and they took it to such a high level after I left. Using those guides, like I'm proud of the people that learned from the guides. Like I'm proud of everybody in the chat right now. Like I'm impressed by what they managed to do with the information that I put out, like how they used it. So that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, okay. Third one. What would you like to see in the future about Spy and TF2? Or is it no longer important to you?
No, it's important. That's one of the reasons I came back, because I've been feeling nostalgic about it. I mean, what I would like to see is people refocus on psychology and less on mechanics. I think Creeproot was talking a lot about mechanical spies, and I think they've taken the game really far, but to me, the beauty of Spy was always in thinking and using your head to understand the other opponents better than anybody else. It's like I keep going back to this thing where if you understand what they're going to do, you can counter anything that they're going to do. It doesn't matter if they know you're going to do a reverse trick stab. Like beyond a normal stair stab, if they know you're going to do a reverse, you can then reverse it again into back into a normal stair stab, and you can still stab them. So it doesn't matter as long as you know what they're going to do. But to know that, you have to really focus on their psychology and really get a good read on who those players are and understand them. And that is going to lead, in my opinion, to the most consistent gameplay, and also it's going to affect everything, not be way beyond trick stabbing. it's going to affect all your strategy as a spy. It's going to become a lot better. Because if you know that person really well, you're going to know where on the map they are at any time without even having to see them, because you're going to know what they're thinking. That is the important part to me about spying. That's what I love about spy. And that's the beauty of spy to me. Sorry, I rambled a little bit, but hopefully I answered the question. Well, I think we all kind of know, right? I think the first person was Subtle Art, right? He's the first person to do Trickstabs at all. He did the jumps. He invented the stair stab, and then I guess Stabby invented the like Matador, and the maybe the corner, I think. Yeah, so I think those are the people who invented it.
Okay, nice.
But to be honest with you, here's my hot take. My hot take is, it's possible there's other people that did it before, but those were the people who put the videos out first.
Yeah, sure.
We want to be technical.
Slurgi, are you aware of Team Fortress Classic trick stabbing?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's very weird. I'm
Okay,
not
so
gonna
it
lie.
goes deeper than I thought.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
search up TF2 Clone with a K. Fascinating.
No. KLONE.
KLONE.
Can you guys put the link in the group, the voice chat, like a chat area?
Klown was crazy. He even has like ancient footage, like 2007, like comp TF2 on his channel.
Okay, let's let Lenny continue the questions.
Alright,
But I will look into that. Thanks, Creeproot.
thank you guys. Are Trickstabs the main aspect of Spy for you, or just a part of it?
Oh, okay, so contrary to my videos, Trickstabs are definitely not the main part. It's like I was saying before, the main part to me is the thinking part, like the psychology. That's the true main part of it. And that's where the Trickstabs come from. That's how they work. That's part of what I tried to explain in my videos. And really, maybe at some point it was more about the Trickstabs, maybe when I was first starting my channel, because I just kind of learned about them and I was practicing them a lot. But over time, as I got more mature as a spy, it became a lot less about trickstabbing, and they're just a tool, just like everything else. But the real main tool, besides movement, is psychology, and those are the two main ones. And really, psychology is before movement. Like if there's a tree, psychology is the very top, or you could say the root, because movement uses psychology. You need to use your thinking to analyze the movements. So it all comes back to psychology. So no, Trickstabs aren't the main thing.
I agree. Okay, sixth one. How often have you faced attempts of enemies trying to humiliate or shit-talk you while playing a spy?
All the time, but I actually kind of find it pretty funny. I mean, I use that as, I'm a very methodical person, I guess. I never take it personally. I always kind of, I either laugh it off, or maybe I can use that somehow against them. Like, now that I know they're angry, if they're actually angry, then I can do different. I can play differently to that person because I know their mental state better. It's like they're giving me information. So really, you can use that actually. So, a lot about spying is using everything you can, thinking about everything.
Psychology.
Exactly. And it's a game. It's just a game. I mean, there's no reason to get upset.
That was so good. Okay, seventh one. What criteria did you use to select the moments for the frag videos? That is, how did you distinguish that this moment was good and could be shown, and this one could not be?
Oh, that's a good question. Nobody ever asked me that. So I would say, I feel like a lot of people think today that the way you should select clips is based on how many trick stabs you get in that clip, like five chaining or six chaining or whatever they call it. Like they give a number, right? And to an extent, that is true because it shows like how consistent you are in trick stabbing. But the main thing that makes a clip interesting is that you're fighting an interesting opponent. So when I want to select interesting clips, I look at if the opponent is doing something interesting, if they're showing that they're a good player, and if they're trying to counter what I'm doing. Because that makes, like I said, that makes it interesting because viewers can see the opponent. If they can see a free to play person and they're not going to be impressed if you trick stab that person, even if you do a 20 chain. You know, like back in the day, I did that all the time. I would go into casual back then. There's a lot of brainless players and you can do like crazy chains, but at the end of the day, it's not interesting. The interesting part is how other people are trying to counter you and how you still manage to come out on top of those people. Even if it's one person, like I did that video, Motion Parallax. A lot of people seem to like that video. And a lot of those they're not chains. Like I'm not stabbing a bunch of people, but the people I do stab are trying really hard not to get stabbed. And that makes it interesting. So that's how I select clips.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. 8-1. How did you learn how to do trick stabs at a basic level, if you remember?
Yeah, I remember really well because it's pretty funny. The craziest thing is like I learned to play Spy on the worst Spy map of all time. I learned to play Spy like when I first started, like my first 500 hours was on a 24/7 Hydro server. And the server is extremely bad for Spy. It's like really small, super cramped. And I guess that kind of forced me to develop an aggressive playstyle, which kind of, I guess people saw that in my videos. Like it translated to my trick stabs. But to answer that specific question, like the next step after I learned like the basics, I went to the next worst server, which is 2Fort. And I went into the tunnels of 2Fort and I practiced corner stabs in the tunnels until I could do corner stabs. And I also in the stairways down to the intel outside of the spawn. That's where I learned trick stabs, jump stabs, and stair stabs. So really, I learned trick stabbing on 2Fort.
Can I ask what year you started and what spies were famous at the time you started?
Yeah, so I guess I started like 2 or 3 years after the game came out. I played it when it first came out through the orange box, but I actually didn't like the game. I thought this game sucks, and I stopped playing. At the time, I think I was playing like World of Warcraft or something, and I was like, I'm just gonna go play World of Warcraft. But I came back to the game like a couple years later, and I really got into it. And I think the videos that I remember watching for sure were, like I said earlier, OMFG Ninja. That was like one of the big people at the time, and also Stabby. Specifically, I watched the 100 Days video. And when I watched that video, that was when I decided I wanted to learn trick stabbing. So those were really the only two people I remember watching back then.
Thank you so much.
I'm just gonna... Me and Klown were playing MMORPG as well before this.
Which one?
I was playing World of Warcraft as well. Klown, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm really old. I also played Warcraft 3 a lot. Like Frozen Throne.
Thank God you switched.
Hey, those custom maps were pretty fun.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay, 9th one. Do you have any opinion about 1v1 on Spies, like MGE?
Sorry, can you repeat that? If I have any opinions about...
About 1 versus 1 on Spies.
Oh, no, I don't really have any opinions because I never did that. I think it's interesting and I think it probably works, but I never did that.
Okay, nice.
Well, why don't we pause here and open the discussion up, and then we can continue the questions after, because maybe some other people want to say some stuff about
Yeah, sure.
what I already said or ask me something.
Sure.
I was thinking of a question as well. Like if you could
I've
go back.
actually got a good question. Yeah, sorry, go on, Swipes.
Thank you. If you could go back in time, Slurgi, what would be the first thing you focus on Spy the most?
What do you mean by that? The first thing I would focus on teaching people, or the first thing I would focus on doing
Yeah,
if I
if you-
started over?
Let's say all the spies in the world could hear you right now. What would be the thing you will relearn the most or focus on the most? What's more important to you as a spy?
So are you saying now, or going back in time?
I mean, that's a good question because back then it was different. But let's say you could go back in time, yeah. What would you learn the most?
What would I learn? What would I learn the most, or what would I tell people the most?
Relearn the most. Like, what would you focus on the most? What is
Okay.
the biggest strength for you on spy? You would say.
I don't think I would do anything differently, actually, because to me it started with psychology, and I don't think it's changed. That's the main thing. That's really
So
the
you
main
would-
thing, and I feel like the focus is on the wrong thing. I think it's always kind of been on the wrong thing. I think people never really thought so much about psychology when I think it's the most important thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's way more important than Trickstabs, in my opinion. Like learning how to position yourself, to be invisible behind, to fool
Right,
the player.
because that's right, because psychology has to do with everything. Trickstabs are one aspect of spying, but everything you do, every decision you make, it comes back to what the opponent's going to do, or what you think they're doing, or what they're
Yep.
planning to do. All your strategy of your entire gameplay for that match, it's gonna
Exactly. Yeah.
either you're gambling by guessing, or I mean, in a way you're always guessing, but uh you're making more and more accurate predictions based on how well you can assess the enemy based on information. So it's a decision matrix, and in my opinion the best spies have the best decision matrix, which means they make the best sequence of good decisions in a row.
Very true, Slurgi. That's a good answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really
I
love
thought
the
I agree
clip,
with this.
the scout clip that was earlier in this video, because it showed
Which one?
exactly what you were talking about.
Corner
The
stab,
one on the corner,
right?
yeah. Like
The
right
reverse
as,
corner
right as he
stab?
was,
Yeah, this
yeah,
one.
right as he was saying that. I love that so much.
Just like you're watching your videos with some jazz music while you're talking. It's perfect. You literally said,
Yeah.
I think in the moment you said you have to trick the player, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
know what they're gonna do, and he literally does a reverse corner stab here. Look at this, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, Slurgi, like today, when I play casual, I make sure to play Invis Watch way more than Deadringer because players are so much stronger, like we said, that they know where I'm gonna go all the time. So I feel like
I'm
Invis
back.
Watch. Actually, I wanted to ask. Welcome back, Diatro. I wanted to
Well,
ask
hold on
you,
a second.
Slurgi.
Hold on a second. I think
Yeah.
Kraze had a question, so he can ask if he still has it.
Swipes
That's
can
good,
finish if
that's
he wants, I don't mind waiting.
Okay, Swipes, go ahead.
So, since the players are so much stronger today, like, would you play Deadringer more still today or Invis Watch? Which watch is your favorite still to this day? Why?
100%, 100% Inviswatch. And when I play today, I mainly use Inviswatch. And why is because
Exactly. Same.
why is because you have much more control. Like you can decide. I mean, with the Inviswatch, especially
Yep.
if you use the L'étranger, you can basically just stay invisible forever if you know where the ammo packs are. So you
Yep.
really have a lot of control over when you appear to the enemy, and you can also use that appearance to manipulate the enemy expectations. So like you can appear and go invisible and pretend you're running to spawn, and that might make them run to spawn. And then that opens an opportunity for you to do something. With the DR, you have a lot less control over things. So I like having control in that way. So I like to use Inviswatch. The DR, yeah, it has uses. Like everything has a use. And really, again, the best spies, in my opinion, are the people who understand when to use each tool for what they're good at, and to use them in a way that can confuse the enemy too.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question on that note. So
Let's let Kraze ask his question.
Sorry, so oh my god,
And then Creeproot.
bad, man.
Okay.
God damn it, man.
So this one is kind of like a joint question, really. There's another question on the end of it, and that is like, what do you think are like different spy archetypes? So, you know how back in the day there was like the Saharan spy, there was the spies
Right.
that played like the old stabby loadout, which was like ambassador, well, trickstabbing with a knife, and then we saw like you know, like the Klown style with like the kunai and the unstructured J, and then there's also like the gun spy, like it has changed a bit today, like it's more revolver. It used to be ambassador, like we saw with like Inso, Toast, Solid, all these players. I don't know if you've like ever heard of them, like these European gun spies that were like really, really big in comp back in the day.
The only one
But,
I heard
yeah.
about is Akuma and Hei, HEI, but I never really watched their
Oh, yeah.
gameplay. But I knew about them. I heard about them.
Yeah. So it's basically like, what do you think of like these different archetypes, and like even like how people will like limit themselves to it as well? And then the joint question is like, what do you think of like gun spy? Like thoughts on that?
Oh, okay, got it. So first off, I think thinking about spy and how you play in terms of a loadout is the wrong way. I don't want to tell people I know the right way or something like that, but to me, let's say let me preface everything. Say this is just how I think about my own gameplay. I think it would be wrong for me to limit or think about things in terms of loadouts. I think about things in terms of how I'm playing the game, the way that I'm playing as a player. Like I would say, am I attacking the front line and then going straight to the back line to take out the teleporters, or am I going straight to the teleporters? Or am I sitting on the front line waiting to strike people on the front line? And who are the targets? Are those the high value players that I've identified, or am I trying to create more of like a mass chaos situation where I'm just killing as many people as possible? So I think of all those different styles as the play styles, and I use the loadout that's going to help me do that thing the best at that moment. And that's the way I think about it. I think about it in terms of all these different actions you can take, and to me those are the play styles. So I don't really think of the loadouts that much. Of course, I have my favorite loadout, but that's kind of just the default if I'm not thinking that much, which is the L'étranger, the Kunai, and the Inviswatch. But yeah, so that's kind of how I think about it. And in terms of ambassador, I think it's really good if you can aim the gun and shoot people in the head. And yeah, I think it's that's a really
It's a
good.
lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think it's really useful. Obviously, like you can headshot people across the map, and that can totally change how you play. And obviously, we can see how that's useful in like a Highlander or like in these competitive matches, because you can't stop that in the same way you can stop somebody from trying to melee you. So, I think it's good.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Hopefully, that answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay, Creeproot, you had a question?
Everyone done? Yeah. Yeah, it was actually related to what you were just speaking about now. So I know that in the early days of Spy, kunai wasn't the meta. Right? It was stock,
Right.
obviously, or whatever. I just wanted to know, since you've played for such a long time, like, what is there one thing you can pinpoint where like when the meta changed from kind of using whatever knife, maybe stock, to like specifically running kunai all the time? Like, did that create a kind of like a radical change that you noticed in like
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
of playing?
for sure. There was a big change. Uh, when they made changes, I, I don't know the changes that well, but I know they changed the kunai. They made some kind of change to it. I don't remember what it was. Maybe, probably you guys know, but they patched it, and they also, when they changed the DR, that definitely was a huge shift in the gameplay. But
Yep.
they made some changes to the kunai that made it so obviously superior. But I also think the DR pushed people to use the kunai in that way too, because it's like I said before, when you're invis with the invis watch, you can control the moment you appear, and you can use blind spots to really minimize most of the risk of the kunai. And when people were forced to switch from the DR to the invis watch because the DR changes were so drastic when they nerfed it, a lot of people I think saw the utility in the kunai, and it was just kind of a natural fit for the invis watch if you knew how to play, because like I said, you could minimize the risk by playing smart, by appearing in people's blind spots and knowing when to appear to minimize that risk.
Hmm.
I remember what those changes were, by the way. The kunai used to have less HP, and then they
Yeah.
increased it to 70, and then when you backstab people, it doesn't just take their HP, it gives you like a baseline HP. Like, I forgot what it was exactly, but if you stab someone with like 5 HP, you'd only get 5 HP back then.
Yeah,
We had
that okay.
70
That was
70 baseline.
yeah. So those two changes definitely were the point where it switched. The DR change and that change.
Yeah. Can I just say as well, like, from what I remember, like, observing old Spy, I believe, like, the Lush and J with, like, Kunai and Deadringer, it was severely hated. Like, I remember Xilex did it, there's this French guy. He was very popular for playing that loadout a lot, and everyone hated him for it.
I think the most hated loadout was the Saharan Spy Set. I got so much hate
Oh,
playing
yeah.
that.
Dr. Enforcicle.
That's
Oh, man.
that's
Yeah.
old
I missed
school,
that.
bro. That's old
Yeah.
school.
I missed that loadout. It was so fun, Slurgi.
Man, that was my main loadout until they nerfed it. I literally only played that loadout, and everybody hated that.
But you know what I find so interesting? You know what I find so interesting is how spy skills exploded after the Deadringer nerf. I think
Yeah.
the limit
So?
maybe forced people to become better.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know how the Deadringer was. I mean, first of all, you know the gunmetal changes.
It
blah,
was
blah, blah,
way
but I'm
easier back
talking-
then, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about after Jungle Inferno, the Deadringer was nerfed because you couldn't pick up ammo packs anymore.
Ambassador
That
as
was
well.
that kind of Ambassador as well, right? But that kind of coincided with an explosion in skill 2018, 2019.
I mean, that makes sense as a natural progression. That's the reason why people hated when I used the Saharan Spy Set, because in the server I played on, there were extremely good spies that were very, very good for their time. And they had this elitist approach where if you don't use it's kind of funny thinking about now. If you don't use the Invis watch, you're not in our cool club because you're not a good spy. Only you can't use the Invis watch unless you're a good spy, right? So they think about the Saharan Spy Set, the DR specifically, as like a brain dead thing. And I mean, it's not, but in a way, it's easier to use. There. One could make the argument you need to think less, or you need to think at least in a different kind of way than if you use InvisWatch. So I think people moving from DR to InvisWatch, with the InvisWatch, you just have to think more. I feel like
Yep.
in doing so, the more you think, the better you become at Spy naturally, because Spy, like I said before, is the root of Spy is psychology. It's thinking. So
Maybe we
that's
could
how I
have
feel.
maybe we could have a resurgence of Invis Watch players.
I've been playing it a lot more recently, and it's like just so many more options. Like the thing with Deadringer, like when we really, really think about it really hard, like that item is like it is not good today. but we can only make it work because we're that good. I feel.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Invis
Yeah.
Watch is the absolute best watch for now, even combining it with the kunai and an ambassador, which is a very fun thing for me. I combine ambassador and Invis Watch with kunai. But overall, I think Invis Watch is the best watch to use, and it's very fun. It's very nice to do lots of tricks with it, lots of mental tricks as well, and decloaking next to people, and they look behind, but you're actually to their side, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck happened? Where did this guy come
Yeah.
from?" Or decloaking once and then cloaking again, just to be completely somewhere different and getting a chain or
Yeah.
trick stabbing a bunch of people. It opens up so many more possibilities. Whereas the DR is so one-dimensional. It wasn't as one-dimensional before the nerf, because it was a very good tool. But after the nerf, I kept using it because I was like, I have to get better at the game. Even though the DR is bad now, I'm still going to use it. And that actually made me better at playing Invis Watch.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do
what would say is-
agree. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I think like Swipes will really like agree with me like 100% here. Like, cause Swipes like along with me has like played like top level Highlander. But, like when you use like the Deadringer against those type of players, like decent players, like it is almost impossible because they
Right.
simply just do really simple things like they'll seal flank, they'll send people behind for you, they'll roll out people where they are if they're coordinated,
Yep.
and it literally makes the DR like impossible. Like, or at the very least, you can't play it with like a knife. That's like why Invis is so good. It's like it is made to be really good against decent players.
I'll be right back. 1 minute.
Take your time.
We don't always get the chance to talk to the person who taught us.
Yep. The thing is about doing something first, right, is that no one has done it before. So no one really knows where to go from there. And only time tells you whether what you thought and what you said worked out or not. You can have the biggest ego in the world right now, but only time will tell how good you actually did, right? And so I think like being so early into the game, like to where the meta is completely different. So people are playing Invis, Kunai is not meta. These things are not meta. And being the first to say certain things and then watching as that plays out over time, watching such a transformation, I think that's what makes it special. That is the thing that we should be looking at and saying, wow, that is different. And we should continue that. We should continue that path.
Well, I would also say I'm not the first. I guess it depends what you mean by the first, but there were definitely spies before me. Like I said, Stabby, OMFG Ninja, Subtle Art. Maybe you found my videos first, but there were people before me too.
You're just awesome, Slurgi, and we love you, bro. That's it.
All right, I appreciate it.
You're number one for us, bro. Number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Lenny,
guarantee
do you
like
have
all of
more
us here.
questions? Maybe?
To do?
Okay, let's let Lenny get back in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, before we begin, man, Lenny, he's got this thing, man. He's so good, but he's just shy, bro. He doesn't talk, man. But, man,
Well, I
if
like
only-
that. I'm shy too.
Yeah, if only I could take whatever in his friggin' mind and just like
Being shy.
I could, yeah, I wish I could like speak. I wish I had his mind as a computer and I could just speak for him.
Such a
yeah,
pity, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
copy his link. Interlink.
yeah, interlinked.
Damn.
Imagine
gonna
we
shut
take
up.
Slurgi's like his skills and everything, his link, we put it in our brains, bro. It would be insane. Elon Musk link.
You'd have to switch brains with me. I don't know if you'd like that. No, I overthink a lot of things. That's that's one of the reasons I explain things the way I do. You know,
That's all
so
good.
I can relate.
Same. I overthink too. A lot.
Yeah, same.
I like to think about the future and like things about deeply. Like I had a conversation with my fans, Slurgi, and I said if I never made those videos, I would have never met. I would have never met Kraze, Diatro, Klown, Arise, all these friends that I'm friends with right now. Creeproot, Lenny, all of you guys. I don't think if I gave up, if I never trained Spy and never made those videos, I would have never met you guys. So everything happens step by step. You know, Slurgi, you made your videos. I saw them. I made videos. People saw them. It's a chain. You started,
It's
I'll
a chain,
continue.
literally.
Klown, same thing. And all these other spies in VC. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's just fated. It was fated to be like that.
Yeah,
You can
I
have
mean, and
Deadringer.
like I said, I learned from OMFG Ninja and Stabby.
Yeah. Started with him, then you, then Klown, then I actually watched Klown and I saw the kunai. I was a MB knife Deadringer spy. I never played kunai. Then I saw Klown
That's how I started too.
and I saw the chains. Yeah. That's how it's like a step by step, you know.
Yep.
That's how
Yep.
it works.
And
We inspire each
hopefully,
other.
yeah, I would like to see more people make tutorials like I made back in the day. I see a lot of
Dude,
frag
I mean-
videos, but I don't see that many tutorials.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah.
that, Slurgi, but I was like, what's the, you know, it's just my opinion, but I was like, what's the point if there's already so many tutorials made by you, Ninja? Actually, when I was teaching Spies some weeks ago, I'm mentoring Spies, right? And I actually sent your videos and Stabbies and Ninjas. I put them, all these links in one notepad. I said, watch these videos, I said to the guy. After I taught them like 3 hours of like mentoring, you know? So the last thing I sent is those links of your videos and Stabbies and Ninjas.
This
You
just
guys
reminded
already
me of
made
something.
tutorials, to be honest. It's,
I think it should be like a collaborative effort. I think we should get the best spies who want to talk and put them together and like let's make a tutorial together. I think that would be really good.
that would be a
I don't
good
know.
idea, but if we're making a tutorial, bro, we really have to talk. Like, Trickstabs is great, but what I noticed when I play in casual, these kunai spies, bro, either they're forcing for a clip, they're not even playing the game for fun, bro. That sucks, bro, in my opinion. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself,
Yeah.
bro? For this video, I forced myself to play kunai, but it was horrible. It was so bad.
Yeah,
There were some matches I
yeah.
couldn't play kunai. I couldn't do it. I knew I was
Like-
forcing myself. It wouldn't work. But,
Yeah. It's like my
It's
idea,
really
my vision,
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, I just remembered why I didn't actually really make any tutorial, like the real reason. Is because it always just ends up being like a footnote to like what Slurgi has said. And it's like, I don't know, I'd rather just have people watch what Slurgi's videos say instead, because
it's
what I'd
already
say is
there,
just
yeah.
like, it's already
Well, you
there,
don't-
yeah.
You don't
You
know
know
unless
what
you
it
put it
is.
out.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's going to be a footnote.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I think every spy has something to offer. Like I'll just put an example out there and then I'll shut my mouth. But it's like imagine, imagine like so Slurgi, he oversees a big project. Slurgi has the vision. Like this is what we're gonna do, spy psychology. Okay, Kraze, Swipes, you guys do competitive. You talk about competitive spy.
Yeah.
Lenny,
Yeah.
Klown, let's talk about mechanics. You know what I mean? I don't know, Diatro, Ludi, let's talk about training, MGE. And we just kind of create a cohesive vision. And we put this thing out together, kind of a compendium, maybe, a spy knowledge, a collaborative thing. I think that would be the next step.
That's a good idea, yeah.
I've been planning something like that with Grace for a very long time.
I know
It
people
just
are working
needs to
on
be put in
things.
practice.
I know
The thing is,
people
it's
are.
gonna be harder. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Slurgi.
I was just gonna say I know people are working on certain like, I don't know if they're philosophies or like movement systems. Like, I heard about like dynamic system and rhythm trick stabbing by Ludi. We know there's the C2C system. It's interesting. I mean, I would love to see all these things play out, like what's in these systems. Yeah, I'm rambling.
But the thing is, if, for example, Yuri made the video, I saw that too. What you could do is just grab all the tutorials already made, put them together. Creep. Why remake it when it's already there? That's the thing I don't understand though.
Well, I guess that's
I
the thing.
think-
I guess it's
Yeah.
if you see value in that,
Yeah.
or
It's
if
already
you
there.
just feel it's repurposing something.
By the way, Klown is back in voice chat.
He's
Good,
just
slow
he's
down.
just working out
Yeah.
and listening.
He's pumped
back,
up,
Yosh.
ready to ask some questions.
He's getting big muscles, bro, to Trickstabber, but
Yeah, man. Really curious to see what he would have to say about this, actually.
Creeproot, do you think having big muscles helps in Trickstabber?
It helps in general. I don't know if it helps in trick stabbing. I don't know.
I can just say something minor about this, like, I don't know about everyone else here who's like gone to the gym, but ever since I do things like forearm kills and I've like strengthened my arms, like my mouse movement is so much steadier. Like, and I can only play with like a higher sensitivity, like in game. I'm like really like precise with it as well. Like
So
when I
that's
was
helpful,
skinnier,
I
like
think.
I couldn't use it. I had to use like a really low sense.
That's interesting. You remember Arcade, the Turkish guy, the sniper? He was very jacked.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Arcade.
Legend.
Yeah, man.
Slurgi, there
He
was
had-
the sniper main. He
Absolute
was
specimen.
Turkish. He was very big, like in real life, very muscular guy, and he was just destroying everyone on sniper, on open, and in casual as well. He would like headshot a charging Demon Knight midair. He was so strong.
Was
He
he
was very
legit?
chill as well. Yeah, he was legit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He even played Spy very well, which is crazy.
He played Counter Strike, I think, right?
he played 1.6, dude. He was 1.6 pro before.
Oh yeah, I played a lot of Counter Strike actually. That's, to be honest, that's where a lot of my spy skills came from. Actually, before 1.6, 1.5.
That's actually
No shot. You played You played CS 1.5?
I played before. I played right after CS actually released, like right after
Wow.
the beta.
So 2000s, like early 2000s.
Yeah, and I was deep.
Wow.
I was really deep into CS, like
That is
as deep as I am, into TF2. And the funny thing is, like, I would. It's just so funny thinking about it now. Like, I would just for fun, like, use my knife only in CS. Like, if there's 2 or 3 people left, and just
Yeah.
try and kill them, like knife only, backstabbing.
Yeah.
And I use a
Yeah.
lot of the same techniques, like blind spots and footsteps, like listening and psychology. It's like dropping on people. I would do that in like 1.5 CS, like way before
Dude, no shot.
TF2.
That is fascinating.
And I mean, there was even like Warcraft 3 mods in CS where you could get like silent footsteps, and like you could literally be like a CS knife ninja, like going silent footsteps and like using blind spots. And I always thought that was really fun. So when I started playing Spy, it was really kind of like a natural. It was almost like an extension of the CS Warcraft 3 mod. I was like, wow, this is super cool. Yeah. Some backstory.
Ooh.
Ooh, baby.
talking about
Okay,
Counter Strike.
so
Yeah.
So yeah, I played
Yeah.
2,000 hours Counter Strike as well, every day, all the time.
Yeah.
And then I found my father was watching Meet the Spy, the trailer, and then I was like, wait, the spy is crazy, he's killing everybody. I want to be that spy. And that's how it happened. And I left Counter Strike completely. I could have been a pro Counter Strike player, by the way, but God said your fate is in TF2, and then made like 200 videos.
Yeah, the Russian in you was like bringing you to Counter Strike.
Bro, imagine I could have been on a pixel right now, bro. Professional, go
Yeah.
to LANs, go to tournaments, make million.
Would have been the Mr. Beast of
But I became a spy main, yeah, became a spy main, you know, so good.
all right, so let's let Lenny continue his questions through his friend. He has some interesting questions.
Yeah,
If he's here.
I'm here, of course. Honestly, I agree with the most of the questions. Like, that's what I would love to hear as well.
Okay. Well, continue.
Yeah. So, okay. Have you been playing T2 alone for most of your time, or did you have friends or some kind of company, you know?
I would say I'm very antisocial when it comes to online. I never really played with anybody. I just like to do my own thing. Like, I just like to go into my own world, and it's kind of like what I said. Like, I don't like to talk. I like to listen, or I like to observe. And that is kind of where that's like the interesting place for me, like thinking about other people, what they're thinking, or observing, or doing something that doesn't involve me talking, which is funny because I'm talking right now, but that's how I feel. And that's just the style that I played in. I don't know. I guess it just, there's also like a commitment to, like, I don't know, if you get involved with a lot of different people, and then they're hitting you up, and then for me, it's like hard to separate sometimes between real life and like people hitting me up online. So, I guess my way is just like just do my own thing. So I don't know. That's so to answer the question, no, I always just kind of did my own thing, and only recently I kind of changed my opinion on that.
So like, you didn't have like any rival spy, you know?
I always had rivals. There was always rivals. There was rivals from the very beginning.
Yeah.
There was rivals for sure all the time. I like competition. I like competition. I thrive on competition, so I really like it.
Oh yeah.
Combaticus albino.
Creeproot, oh yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Then competition is why Klown was probably the best. I'm not gonna lie. He told me so many times that he just felt like he had to be the best.
That's
Yeah, tell us,
their
I did.
attitude.
I'd be a clown. I'd be a clown G. Tell us, bro. We want to
Kardeşim,
hear
tell
you.
us.
We want to hear you, bro.
You're gonna hear those.
Guys, I'm literally bench pressing right now. There's a lot of noise, but I couldn't let myself stay away from this. So I'm just literally listening to this while carrying 100 kilograms.
Okay, alright. Yeah.
We need swipe
Listen,
slash
listen.
Slurgi and motivational speech while he's doing bench. Let him hit a PR.
Don't get trick stabbed by the bench press.
You got this. Remember, Turkey #1 kebab.
Just imagine the bar is CRD. Don't let it
Imagine.
fall on
No way, bro.
you.
Let's go with
Hey,
the
Lenny.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
Are there people in your social circle, like in real life, who are crazy about Trickstabs and could talk to you about it? Or maybe not in real life, but just in general?
No, absolutely not. I try and explain stuff to my wife, and she's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Okay, nice. What do you think if there was no ping or like lerp or any delay? How many or how few Trickstabs would be possible to do?
I mean, it really depends on the player. I don't think I can really answer that. I mean, I don't even know for myself because I would have to be in that situation, so it would just be speculation. I don't think there would be a big difference. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. I'm really not sure. It's just going to be speculation.
Yeah, sure, okay. Next one, is it possible to classify Trickstabs according to any criteria? Do you have any suggestions that you could share? Like, it's about the problem with multiple names for the same thing.
I mean, I think we've already done that. We have names corner stab and stair stab and matador stab. I think we've done that, haven't we?
Okay, I
You
honestly...
guys can feel free to weigh in on that.
Mhm.
I think there's a different answer.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The next one. So, if there was no such answer, are you tired of playing as Spy? Or, like, do you still feel excited about the game right now?
I feel excited. I feel nostalgic more than excited. That's how I would say it. I feel more nostalgic than excited, and maybe that part of that has to do with Valve kind of killing community servers because that's where I always played. I always played on community servers. That could be part of it. And I've done so much spying. You know, I've done so much. It's just like at some point I just wanted to do something else, do something different. I feel like I did it, but these days I do feel a lot of nostalgia, and I feel like there was a lot of things I didn't say in my videos that I could have said. Like I could have expanded more on certain topics. For example, psychology, which I think is a very underrated topic in the spy community. Nobody talks about it, and I don't really understand it.
I agree. So, about the next question, like me and JustStrider, maybe someone else, but we were speculating about the point of Trickstabs. Like, it's about did the enemy think or did the enemy react? What is it?
Such a
It
brilliant
depends.
question.
Yeah, it depends on the trickstab. Sometimes it can be one or the other, or it can be both. It depends on the situation. That's why I don't really buy into any philosophy of like you can do it mechanically only or you can do it intuition only. Like you have to have everything. Like you have to have the intuition, but you also have to at some point you have to think because the better the player is, the more they're going to do things that aren't normal, they're abnormal. And the only way to counter that is you have to think about what they're going to do and understand it before it happens. And it's not applicable in most games because in most casual games you're not facing people that are, let's say, really good. But when you get to somebody really good, like I'm sure Kraze can say something about this since he plays competitive, those you always have to think about what they're going to do because they're going to do things to counter you because they're doing the same thing you're going to do to them, which is they're trying to see it from your point of view and they're making guesses about what you're going to do. So the best spy really, he comes out on top in terms of the guessing game. He can guess what they're going to do. We can call it prediction because it's really calculated if you're calculating it. And they can guess or predict what those people are going to do and then counter them before it happens.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's like you use like them being so good, like you know that they're good against them. Like, and that's also why I like the big earner a lot in comp. Like, it further emphasizes on like abusing that like factor that they're actually good because they'll call you one place, you're somewhere else, or it's just so fast they're not used to it. Like you can literally just walk to their back like it's a normal player. It's crazy.
Kraze and Swipes too. Just anyone with good comp experience. Like about psychology and
Yeah.
intuition. I feel like you know on one side, as Slurgi said, like there's a mechanical aspect and there's an intuition aspect to spying. The way the idea I have is like it's kind of when you're playing spy, psychology is kind of like it's performative. So like while you're doing something, you want to try to get at what the enemy is thinking, right? But when you're dealing with high level players, it's a split decision. It's like a split second decision, right?
Yeah.
So if you had to compare the way you trick stab in casual to the way that you trick stab in competitive, is there like a kind of fundamental difference to their approach? Or is it the same thing? It's just a lot more, it's a lot tighter.
Well, there's
Do you want me to
one
go
difference
first,
is
or-
that you can go first, Chris. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I'll
you
go
can go
after.
first. I don't mind.
Alright, thank you. I think one of the differences is that casual players, they turn super slowly. They have slow reaction time, whereas pros, they react faster. So when you're gonna try to do a matador, you have to like stab in their face on your screen, like much more, you know. You can't wait like left, right. You have to do like left, right, and then do it instantly. So that's one thing. Another thing is, the casual pyros will never blast you, whereas a good pyro will always make sure you don't get anything. But sometimes they don't air blast always, so you can get a chance to get close. But you have to like really, you have to be perfect. Yeah, you cannot make any mistakes. Especially in comp, you need high ground all the time. If you drop down to stab somebody, you're 100% dead every time, unless your team comes in. But in competitive, you need your team way more than casual. Casual, you can solo. In comp, you mostly can't. And you know what I do is I have a chance probability percentage in my brain every time I play. I look at the situation. My team is dead. I have 1% chance to succeed a stab there. My team's going in with Uber, 20%, 30% chance. You only go in when you have high chance of success, basically. And yeah, It's a good question, but
Swipes.
it's a little bit hard for me to answer. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think you'll 100% agree with me when I say, like, in level that we play or have played, it's like you literally need like a distraction. It is impossible to do anything without it, and even then, like, it's impossible. Like, oh, it's
You
the
will die
chance is
always
still like
if you go
quite low.
alone,
Yeah, like you always have to have a soldier going in like at the same time, and even then, they might just choose to like focus you instead of the soldier. It's yeah. But yeah, for what
Yeah.
Creeproot was saying, the way I usually just always saw it was, it's exactly like what we're doing in pubs, but I'm just trying to think about being fast while also putting more strafes in. That's like the basis of it, really, for me. Like stabbing in comp, like against good players.
Yeah, to circle back to what they're saying, um, that's exactly right. Like, I'm writing this text on psychology, and what Swipe said about risk calculation is exactly what all good spies are thinking. Like, they're always thinking about the chance in terms of decloaking specifically. Like, is this a 1% chance to work? Or is this a 30% chance? Is it like a 60% chance? And in some ways, that goes into your intuition, but really, if you think about it, it's always best. I mean, if you're trying really hard, like nothing beats actually consciously thinking about that. Um, and it's just the other thing he said is like good players act differently. You know, the reaction time is going to be different, and you need to use that information, like store it and use it, and that is going to change how you play the game. And that's why I keep saying it all goes back to psychology. Like you're profiling people, and then you need to change how you play to tailor it to those people. And I mean,
Yes.
you know, Swipes or Kraze might agree with that, but that's how I feel about it.
That's true. Yeah, it's correct. Absolutely.
Very
These
interesting.
players, they will know how to counter you, and you need to think ahead of them, 3 steps ahead every time. Spy is extremely fragile, dies really easily to anything, so you don't have room for mistakes. Creeproot. You can still chain, by the way. It's possible to chain with kunai and Beginner, but it's extremely low, like 0.1% chance.
Lenny could chain, man, in competitive. You've seen his clips, man.
Yeah, but they're not prem clips, man.
Yeah, I know, but do you know the clip in well, I don't remember that friggin' video what it's called, but he chains like 6 UGC gold players or something, or I don't know, they're high level. Like I've
You
seen
mean-
that.
I mean, yeah, it can happen. Of course. I'm not saying
Yeah,
he can't do it. He can. It's just gonna be like one of. It's like.
very
I mean,
unique,
I don't
very
know if you play
difficult.
more rivals, but did you play more rivals before? Do you know Black Panther or not?
I'm not familiar. No.
Basically, it's a character that dashes in, but he cannot do it all the time. It's like 1 out of 100. So it can happen, but like if you go alone and you try to chain, sometimes it won't work. It can work depending on the player. If you're really, really good and you're consistent in your chaining, you can probably try. I think you know Korra, right? That's Spy. You know him. He chains a lot.
Yeah.
Prem.
I think
He sends me clip all the time.
You fucker clown. How'd you get so good? What'd you do, man? You sold your soul, man?
10 hours a day.
Yeah, man.
I'm not like this anymore.
What the hell did you do,
10 hours
man, to
a
get
day.
this kind of skill, man?
7 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm
I got
not like
Trickstabs
this
falling
anymore
out of my
because I
ears,
don't
man.
play like this anymore.
You bastard, man. There's been people been trying to reach up to like your skill for like what 5 years now, 6 years. They still haven't gotten there.
I say there's people who've played even
Gotta
more hours
sacrifice
in
a
a day
lot,
and
man.
they still haven't got this far. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Because you know what it is.
Oh,
with
sexy,
Slurgi?
bro.
It's like because we're all. Let me just say this, okay? We're all good here. We're all good players. But this guy right here, this Turkish man, he reached a level of just mechanical skill and just pure ability, which is unparalleled in this game.
Oh, look
And I
at this.
say
Look at
that-
this. Oh!
Yeah, I say that with 100% confidence. Like there is no person. I don't even think Edo, who is really like TF2 Edo, is another Turkish player because I don't know what the hell they put in the kebabs over there. But there's Turkish players. There's Yakin, there's Edo, even Lenny. I love you, Lenny. I want to kiss you, Lenny. But in things like this, you know, every head must bow, every tongue must confess. This guy did it better than anyone ever, and that's that. And so
Thank you
if
so
there's
much.
and if we want to take this this tutorial thing seriously, or you know, just learn from Spy, what we have to do, I'm saying, be descriptive. Look at this guy's clips. Look at what he does, why he does it, how he does it, and learn from there. Learn from the best, whoever did
Well, I
it.
mean, he's here. He can explain it.
Yeah, he is here. Exactly.
If I'm being honest, dude, like I'm not even the same mental of these clips right now. Like I'm the same person, but like I got older.
Let me play my favorite video
This is
while you speak.
okay. This is basically 10 hours a day spying, and basically what I thought with Spy at the time was that it was my only goal, only focus in life, literally. I remember not eating just to, like, you know, play Spy for hours on nonstop. It was that serious for me. I think that's the
I'll be right-
reason why I got. Okay.
There it is.
I was just gonna say I'll be right back. 1 minute.
Okay, bro. This is where I was grinding THE servers.
This is the
with
grind,
120
man.
ping.
This is the membrane keyboard.
I remember
60
playing in the
hertz.
server for 2 months straight, and then going back to casual, and I felt like basically a god. Casual was so easy after only playing here.
Yeah, you know
just
what
wanna
is
say, by the
common
way-
among the. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But like the Yakin guy as well, like whenever I open any of his Twitch streams and it's like, oh, he hasn't played in like a month, he hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's just pulling through everything. It's like, and I watch that, I'm thinking like, but there's no way someone this good fucking exists. This is insane. Bro. Like,
This is
I
Türkiye
don't-
abi.
I
This is
can't, like,
Türkiye.
comprehend it. Yeah.
This is Türkiye. This is Istanbul. This is
He
Alman
just pulls
sikerim
through the
abi.
most insane stuff, and it's like
Yeah.
the most beautiful thing to watch ever. I swear.
Yeah, man.
I'm back.
It's so fun.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Oh, look at this clip. bro.
Old air blast mechanics when you could strafe from an air blast.
Oh man, I remember this.
Yeah.
What I like the last clip in this video as well.
Yeah.
This looks
Oh,
really
the-
fun. You can tell
yeah.
Klown was having fun in those clips.
You can tell this
It's all
guy was.
memorable
You
as
can
well.
tell. You can tell Clown was breathing Trickstabs here. I mean, look, like this is as far as you can get from clip farming. This is just you playing with your buddies and just having a blast and just picking the best moments and putting them in there. And it's beautiful. Like you can't replicate this by try-harding and like trying to make the best video ever, because this is just all natural.
The skills speak for themselves. He really. I was always impressed by how good he managed to get.
Thank you, bro. It's all thanks to you. Like, if I'm being honest, if I didn't know your channel, I would never play this much. Like, you just made it seem cool all the time, and I don't know.
This is like
You were basically like the energy giver.
Yeah.
Well, now you
It's
got
like
your own fans.
Aristotle. It's like Aristotle and Alexander the Great. You're like the teacher, and the guy conquered the world.
By the way, guys, I gotta go in about 30 minutes. Just letting you guys know.
Or
Plenty of time, I'd like to say.
Yeah, I think we should finish JustStrider's questions because they're really good questions. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I was liking those questions too.
yeah, I really would like to
I'm
invite
gonna-
him as well.
yeah, but he doesn't speak English,
Oh, damn,
so I'm replacing him like that.
that's sad. But he's got really good questions. Like
Yeah,
really,
he's a smart dude.
ones. Yeah, you can
Slurgi,
definitely
Lenny could
tell.
always
Well, no.
translate next time.
It was nice talking to you, Slurgi. I'm gonna go now. Take care, man.
Okay, so
Okay,
see you.
Swipes. Was good having
See
you
you,
guys.
man.
Take care, buddy.
It was great. Thank you, guys. See ya. Take care.
See you, Swipes.
So the next question is about CRD. What do you think about his like theory? Do you have any comments on it?
I don't. Somebody just asked me this recently
Yeah.
in a DM. I don't, just because I haven't watched his whole like system. System is very long. I just haven't sat down to watch it. I haven't So I wouldn't want to comment on it unless I actually sit down and watch the whole thing. And but I think it's interesting, and I think it's always cool if people are thinking a lot, and obviously he thought a lot about this. I do feel that maybe I'm wrong. I feel that maybe it could have been put more concisely because I s- I don't know the system that well, but I know there's a lot of confusion about it, and some people say have told me that people don't understand the system that well, even though they think they do. So I think maybe it could have been more concise, and maybe his message or the system itself could have penetrated the audience better if it was made more concise. But that is speculation because I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah. I haven't
So
either.
that's what I think about it.
Uh-huh. But the next one about, do you know Luty Lou's rhythm theory?
Yeah, he told me about it recently. He DM'd me. He kind of explained it.
What do you think about it?
I mean, I'm not sure about it. Again, I feel like it could have been explained in a way that is more easy to understand. And it's something I told him when I DM'd him.
Yeah, yeah. What I think personally is that every good spy agrees on certain things. Like we may not talk about them much. There isn't really a history of spy mains of this generation explaining themselves, explaining what they do, because it all works at an intuitive level. So you speak with your gameplay, you show off your movement, you do these things. What I personally believe, and this is not a substantiated theory of anything, it's just what I think, is that there is a kind of order to spying. There is a way, there is something which you can pinpoint and look at and say, this is how you do it, this is how it happens. And the way in which you understand trick stabbing, right, it should be understood. And I mean, in a lateral sense, it's also why I think Slurgi's videos are so successful to begin with. It's about descriptivity, so being descriptive and not prescriptive, right? So when you take circle strafing as a system, circle strafing is what's called a prescriptive system because it prescribes a series of rules. It says there's a level 1, a level 2, level 3, level 4, level 4.1, 4.2, and so on. And it provides you with a solution for every rule that it sets out. Now, followers of circle strafing will tell you that this sort of theory, mechanical theory, sufficiently explains sort of every movement, every type of movement there is. I think what that misses is that the categories of movement, saying this is a level whatever, it's arbitrary, right? You come up with that thing. It's something that you're adding on. You're using it to understand the game in a certain way, right? And while that in theory might seem enticing, I think when it comes to actually playing the game, it doesn't help you at all. I think that people who have proven with their skills and not just their words, etc., how good they've become, what I sense in them is that kind of trick stabbing really is it's very complicated when you get in the details, but the principles of trick stabbing are so simple, they're so beautifully universal that everyone who plays the game for long enough eventually converges on certain things, right? There's a kind of way of doing matadors and chaining one thing to the next and kind of getting a sense for it, a feeling for it, where every spy main can kind of relate. Like that's the reason why we can watch a frag movie and know how good someone is. There's kind of this intuitional sense in which you can tell that they've internalized this sort of principle, this sort of way of influencing people. And so to finish, I just want to say that I think whatever you think about Luty Lou or even circle strafing, etc., I think what we should look at is kind of finding a way to unite people and show people what we all think in common, what we kind of know on an intuitional level, but haven't really spoken about, haven't really articulated. And I think it's in the best interest of everyone, really, to do that, because we all know how to trick stab. Like, we all know how to do it, kind of, but it kind of remains unsaid. It's just potential, just something that we could speak about, we could articulate. You know what I mean? End of rambling.
Yeah, I think
Well said.
I think the problem I have with the systems, C2C and also Ludi systems, it's looking at and it's giving kind of like a dictionary to movement itself. Like, if they move this way, check your dictionary, you react doing this, right? It's something like that. Both systems, I feel, are something like that. I could be wrong. But the way I see it is, it's looking at the wrong thing. You don't want to create a system, or I don't see it as a good thing to create a system around having basing your decisions on just like a static, I identify this pattern, and so I'm gonna just default to doing this thing in the dictionary. Like, it gets away from, again, what my kind of philosophy is all about, which is psychology and thinking. Because if you just understand the person himself, there's no looking up, there's no static thing, it's a dynamic thing. Because they could be thinking any number of things. They could be thinking, I'm going AFK right now. Or maybe the player is thinking, I'm going to go AFK, pretending to go AFK. And maybe if you know something about that player, you might even know they're going to do that, or suspect that's what they're doing. So I would say the system that I would like to see people focus on is about psychology and how to understand people better, rather than look at their movement or make some kind of give some kind of terms to these movements, and then you default to some action in response to that, which I don't think that's not the way that I think when I play Spy. I never think like that. The thinking is all about what the person himself is thinking when they're playing. So that's kind of how I see it.
Agree, honestly.
Same. I think I agree because I agree because when you understand when you interpret spying psychologically, you're very dynamic. So it's kind of the opposite of a dictionary in a sense, because a dictionary tells you what to do. Psychology
Right.
tells
It can't. That's right. It can't be like that. It can't be like that, because when the dynamic situation happens, like, the better the player gets, the harder it's going to get to use any kind of static system, because the better the player gets, the more odd and weird stuff they're going to do to throw you off.
Exactly.
And it's like, what they could do could make absolutely no sense. Like, so even in my videos, sometimes I do things that make no sense. Like, I'll pretend to go AFK, like I said before. Like, you don't really see that, but you can predict somebody might do that, because if you know that maybe you're facing me, I'm Slurgi, and you've seen me do that in a video. If I do that, you might think, okay, he's doing that thing. I'm not going to do the thing I was going to do. Instead, I'm going to switch it. So if you just understand people, that's all you need to be the best spy. You really just need to focus on understanding the enemy, and everything will flow from that. That's really what I would like to see everybody
Literal
focus on.
facts.
It's beautiful, man. Beautiful words.
100% agree. 100%.
Yeah. This is why we love this stuff, man. This is exactly why we love this stuff. It's like the pubbing. It's so chaotic, but if you know the right things, you can apply them to every situation.
I guess there's one more thing I would like to tag on to that, is that so there are a lot of things, because I've been writing a lot about this. There are a lot of things that people do intuitively, especially good players. Like, players that are playing at the top level or at a very high level do things that they do intuitively, but a lot of other spy players who haven't put in as many hours, or maybe they put in as many hours, but they haven't even thought of doing those types of things. People don't know about that, but you can explain that. But the thing is, you can explain something useful, but you can explain it in a way that makes it more complicated and just confuses people further. It's not just that you have to have the knowledge of the thing. You also have to explain it in a way that makes it easier to understand. And those are two different skills. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I hope someone else does.
No, neither do I.
Essentially, what I'm saying about that is like the information could be very good, but it could not penetrate the audience at all, or could confuse people or be ambiguous because maybe you just there's a different way to explain it that might have worked, is what I'm trying to say. It's like but it also could be the system is just bad. I don't know, but it could be either or. So that's just something to think about.
Yeah. And just with me, it's always about kind of just instead of coming up with a system and working from the ground up to like kind of force your vision onto the game, it's like take the best people. I want the 5 best spy players ever, and I want to know what they're doing, and I want to understand exactly what they're doing and why. And then whatever I learn from them, that's what I base my tutorial on. That's what I base my understanding on. I think that's the more scientific way, really, of doing it.
Okay.
Well, the thing is,
basic way I see this.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to be the one controlling everyone and everything in the game. I don't want to be the one getting controlled by the enemy. And with like this CRD rule set, like you are the one who gets controlled, because yes, I'm just based on them rather than controlling what they do and like make them do what you want.
That's correct. I actually wrote exactly like what you just said. I wrote that down when I'm writing this text on psychology. I wrote exactly that.
Kraze. Yeah.
Yeah, you never, as a spy, I wrote, I think verbatim, I wrote as a spy, you never want to be in a situation where they know what you're going to do, but you don't know what they're going to do. Like, that's just like an unwinnable situation. If you end up against somebody who knows what you're going to do and you can't predict better than they can predict, that's a very bad situation. Like, you're almost always doomed to fail. Like, 9 out of 10 times you're going to die. So it really comes down to knowing the other person better. And that's like to me, that's like the defining characteristic of a good spy.
Wow.
I completely agree. I want to say more, but sadly, I'm in a situation where I can't really talk much. Yeah,
well, I'm sure
sorry
we're
about that.
going to talk
yeah,
again.
I agree.
I'm sure we're going to talk again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Wait, before you leave, Slurgi, I have one more thing to tell you. Right? So you asked about the origins of the blue Slurgi meme, correct?
I did.
Right. So it's about time.
Well, no, technically, I know the origins. It's me, but
it's your face. Yes, it's your. All of us here know how you look like.
Technically, no, it's a disguise, really, but.
It's a disguise. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, wow.
It's a disguise, bro.
Yeah, true.
By the way, nobody knows that it's you, by the way. Lots of people asked us. We've always said something else. We've never said it was you directly. Nobody knows. Not even.
It's evolved past. It's evolved past Slurgi. It's just its own thing now. It's its own business. That face.
I've actually said that it's my face, and I've said it's Lenny's face. And people believe those things, and that's what we just kind of left as of recently, anyway. So nobody knows. It's completely safe. They have no idea. Every time they ask a question, we always say the same thing.
Silly, dude.
That's perfect. So the disguise is working.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's working. Oh man,
it really is. Another thing. Sure. The fuck? What the fuck, man? Clown, what did you want to say? Clown, bro, come back.
Yo,
What did you want to say?
I'm here. I'm listening. I didn't want to say anything.
You're like
was just like,
Diatro and then muted yourself.
I just said that so you stop rambling about this topic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this conversation is slowly coming
That's all
to
I
a
had.
close.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But,
That's all I had to say.
but as a last note, no, not last note. These are not my words. I want the man himself to speak. We know this is the golden rule for us, everyone present here, everyone who's ever looked at your videos and was inspired and learned things. This is the quote. This is verbatim, okay? We should hang this in front of every spy main's wall, okay? Movement is a
Oh,
channel
I knew you were gonna say that.
through which players communicate, which is open to manipulation. Slurgi, for the last time, what is this quote? Explain it to us, please.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the most important aspects of spying. That's how movement works. I mean, you use movement is like a psychological tool you use against the enemy to get them to act in a way you want. You're manipulating them. And so it's just like
It's
I said,
just
it's
the
a channel
language of
that's
the
open.
game, basically.
Right, so it's a channel that's open to manipulation. But spies use this channel the most. Like spies rely on certain things the most. Like game sense is another thing that spies rely on more than all the other classes, I would argue. It's like these are types of things that we know what game sense is, but we don't think about it like that. But we should. Game sense isn't equal among all the classes.
I just want to say as well, like, I think this sort of thing, like in the future, like this should be like recorded and like archived somewhere. Because like I know, like younger me, for example, like if there's a conversation like this, 2 hours, like out in the public to like watch, like wow, I'll be so happy.
Well, I think Swipes was live streaming it, so I don't know if that creates a
Was he?
recording.
Was anyone else recording?
Swipes was recording, but I don't
Oh,
know how it
really?
works. If it records, yeah, I don't know if it records like a bot or anything.
In the recording.
I had no
Yeah.
idea he was live streaming.
Oh, Lenny, are you recording?
Yeah, I was recording the questions.
Did you record the rest? Like the whole thing?
I think so.
Oh, that would be really good. That would be really good
Yeah.
if you did.
Well, before I go, I want to see if Lenny's friend or Lenny has any other questions. I found those questions pretty interesting.
Yeah, I have like 2.
Okay, let's finish those.
In your opinion, is there a chance to find fundamentally new trickstabs?
Can you repeat that one more time? I don't have good hearing, by the way.
Is there a chance to find new trickstabs, like fundamentally new ones?
I think there is because I literally learned about a new trick stab recently.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about the C-tab stab. I mean, if you consider that a new
Yeah,
stab.
sure.
Oh, you cut off the video at the best part.
There's this one question. I don't really understand what's it about, but I'm just gonna, pronounce it. What are the moments/situations in the game you can do anything playing as a spy that you remember the most? Like fighting some skilled pyro or something like that? Or the most memorable mistakes?
I see. Let me think. I guess the most memorable to me are just the players themselves because, again, when I play spy, my thinking, like the vast majority of my time playing, I'm actually just studying the other players. I'm thinking very hard about the other players, what they're doing, what they're thinking. And so naturally, I spent a lot of time thinking about the best players in the server. And since I played in community servers, there were a handful of really good players that I faced all the time. And I spent a lot of time thinking about what they're doing, how they're acting, what it means, what they're going to do, where they're going to be on the map. stuff like that. So really, those are the things that stuck with me. Just thinking about other people and the players themselves. That's really what I remember the most because I spent the most time thinking about it.
That was great. The last one is not really a question. He just wanted to thank you so much for teaching this. I'm just gonna quote. Thank you so much for teaching me once and showing me that playing a spy is very cool.
Well, I'm happy that I was able to inspire him, and I will check out his videos, even though they're Russian. I'll see if I can figure anything out about them, but yeah, good to meet everybody. Glad to talk to everybody. It was interesting hearing everybody's perspective, and hopefully we can do this again in the future.
Yeah.
I hope so too. Thank you for giving us the time, man.
Yeah, I would love to.
Thanks so
Thank you
much.
so much.
For sure. All right, see you
It's
guys. Have a
really
good night,
fantastic.
and
Thank you.
guys.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much.
Thank you,
See ya.
brother.
yeah.
Thank you
See you
so
guys,
much.
man.
Oh,
Good time.
one more thing I want to mention before I go.
Yeah.
If you feel like DMing me about anything, feel free to do it. I might not respond immediately, but I will get back to you. That's
For
it.
sure.
Peace.
For sure. And I
Peace.
hope Lenny recorded at least part of this. It would be really good to have.
Oh yeah, if anybody did DM me the recording or yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, peace, guys.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace, bro.